Coach, you almost get a feeling like it's 2 steps forward, 2 steps back. You win 2 straight, and then you lose 2 more.
Yeah, it is a little bit. I mean, we obviously don't have a lot of experience dealing with success, and I knew that was going to be an obstacle for us. And then again, we played 2 pretty good teams on the road. I mean, Kent's off to their best start in school history, and that's a school that's got a lot of history. I mean, a very successful history. You know, and we did not play well at Kent. They bullied us around, and we didn't handle that very well. You know, then we went down to American and played a team that's been to the NCAA tournament 3 straight years and picked to win their conference again. You know, and I thought defensively we played well down there. We just, as has been the case often this year, we just had a hard time scoring the basketball. But I was much happier with the effort at American, even though it was same results. But I thought we battled a little bit more and showed a little more character down there. And you know, we definitely took some steps backwards with Kent, but I think we kind of moved forward a little bit at American, and it'd be interested to see what we can do, you know, after finals and when we hit the road again.
Can you see them kind of learning from a 3-game road trip like this that just kind of, you know, again, the basketball IQ seems to go up every time?
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, at American, they had a very good post player, and we held her to 4 points. And that, I mean, you guys saw the IPFW game. We didn't do that against them at home. So to go on the road and to be able to shut down a post player, you know, I was happy with that. Now, it cost us. You know, we decided we were going to give up 3 to their freshman, and she made it. So it cost us, but I was happy that we were able to execute parts of the game plan. Now, offensively, we still are struggling to get people out of the key, but, you know, I thought, you know, that's a kid that they leaned on pretty heavily the last couple of games, and we did a good job of guarding her. And I don't think that's something we would have done a month ago. So I do think we're making some progress in that regard.
Coach, what do you think the biggest weakness is that if you can improve on it would maybe provide you guys a chance to play a little more consistent?
Is this a loaded question?
No.
I mean, well, if we could shoot the ball better, we would win more games. I mean, I wish it was something more clever, but really I mean, teams are just really starting to guard the paint. They're putting, I mean, at times it looks like there's 6 or 7 of them in the paint. We can't get them out of the paint, and I don't know that we've given them a reason to get out of the paint. You know, we've had, you know, Brandy shot the ball well at times. Kenya shot the ball well at American. Boki shot the ball well at Pitt. So I don't think we're that far off. I mean, statistically speaking, we're light years away where we need to be, but I don't know that we're that far off from, you know, a couple kids making some shots and kind of getting it turned around a little bit. And I'm hoping that once we get into conference play, our conference stats are going to read significantly different than our non-conference stats, and we show some improvement.
You talk about Western Michigan, Coach, and just the, you know, what the game plan is against them, what they bring to the table.
Well, I mean, they're a pretty typical MAC team. They're pretty strong, pretty athletic. You know, they're going to be physical with us, and you know, again, it's all about us learning to deal with those things and on the road, and it's probably going to be cold and snowy up there, and that's going to add to it a little bit. But, you know, hopefully it's more, we'll get more of that workman's type attitude that we're going to go in there and we're going to battle on the boards. You know, I guess the other things I'm happy with, we out-rebounded American, which I think is that probably the first time all year? That's probably the first time we've been within 10, let alone win the rebounding edge. So, you know, that's going to take that kind of effort. They're a little bit more athletic than American and not quite as skilled. So, you know, I think we'll be able to, hopefully be able to keep them out of the paint. And I don't know that we'll get hurt as much by the 3 as we would have against American or maybe some of the other teams.
Is there a matchup with, you know, player-wise or scheme-wise that worries you as far as Western Michigan is concerned?
Not really. Not really, because I don't think, I mean, I think it's the overall concepts that are hurting us defensively. It's just how people are playing us as a team is making it, you know, harder and harder for Brandy to get to the rim and score. And I don't think that's going to change until we give them a reason to change. And that's going to be by us making shots and us having better movement on offense and moving players around so it's harder to help. You know, defensively, you know, they don't have anybody that just jumps off the paper at you like, golly, you got to stop her to have a chance. You know, it's going to be more of us understanding our team defensive concepts and trying to continue to implement them.
Do you at all in practice or just in your conversations with the players try to stress that, hey, Brandy's doing what she has to do, but it's got to come from everybody because as, you know, the season goes on, people are going to defend her a lot tougher and it's going to be a lot tougher for her to have double type games. So do you try to impress upon them that everyone has got to start stepping up and helping her, for lack of a better term?
Yeah, we do. We try to, and we don't give Brandy probably as much praise as you guys give Brandy, which is nice of you. But we work on her trying to become a better player and understanding when to drive the ball, when to pass the ball, and those other players, the responsibility of, look, they're not guarding you. You got to be able to do something about that. And it's not always shoot the ball. Sometimes it's screen, sometimes it's rebound, sometimes it's move, so they have to not guard you from someplace else. But yeah, we're working on that, and again, it's a lot of information, to try to teach a team a new offense, and then to try to teach them adjustments when you're looking at, last week we're finally into December. So, and I was happy that we're finally making some progress, because I think that's about what you expect. I mean, if this was next year at this time, we should be able to make adjustments much quicker. But there's so much learning to be done that I don't know. We're trying. We're absolutely trying, but I'm pretty happy with the like you said, we take 2 steps forward, 2 steps back, and hopefully we're only taking a step and 3/4 back, and we're getting a little bit better before we play again.
I don't know if we'll see you before the Akron game, Coach, but just a few words on Akron, another MAC school, a tough school.
It's another MAC school, and they've been up and down. They played, they lost to Duquesne, but Duquesne's playing really well. They went down to a tournament in Texas and split and won some games on the road. I worked for Jody, so I have a familiarity with her and what they're trying to do. And Jen, one of my assistants, played for Jody. So that's interesting, getting to play and coach against somebody that you played for and coached with. But they're bigger than us, surprise. Probably a little bit stronger, and they're going to play a more physical brand of basketball. The Murphy kid's one of the best kids in the MAC. And she's on some people's draft lists, so it'll be interesting to see how we handle her. She's a wing player. Typically harder to help off of wing players than it is a post player, just because you don't know where they're going to be on the floor. So it'll be another good challenge for us, and I just hope that we finish up this non-conference schedule. We see enough different varieties of teams that when we get into conference play, we at least have seen something and maybe had a plan that did work or didn't work. If it did work, we can use it again, and if it didn't, we know what we're trying to fix before we take on Horizon League teams.